Hello, and welcome to the Digital Quill Podcast, episode 21, with your host, Mars Wilson. Now, today's episode, guys, is a little different. I know, I started off with not a video. Weird, crazy, right? I am still learning the powers that be on the internet, and I don't think I'm ever gonna stop. Much like I don't think I'm ever gonna stop with literally anything else in my life. Well, before we actually dive into the nitty-gritty of things, why are we here today? Why are you tuning into this episode? Tell me in the comments why you're here right now. Or, let's do that check-in thing that I like doing. How are you? The other week, I actually posted this on my, posted something else, but I did also post this, the how are you check-ins, and I've been getting good responses. Well, not good responses. Some of the responses I'm concerned about, but I've been getting responses, and it's like weird, but fun, and I enjoy this. So yes, why are you here today? Why? Why are you listening to my podcast? We're on 21 episodes, which is not a coincidence, but why are you here? How are you? What's up? What's in that brain noggin noodle of yours? It is officially summer, so I now have to wear my day clothes underneath my warm, I need comfort all the time thing. I didn't plan today's episode. As a matter of fact, I had planned on recording 3 this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But I didn't record Monday, and by the time Tuesday rolled around, I was like, shit. I didn't record Monday, and I was like, that's fine. I did other things that were productive. And I could, do this one today on a Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Right? I think it's Wednesday. So what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Because I didn't plan today. What are we doing today? Well, I didn't not plan it. Not is a great game, by the way, if you've never played it. It's really good for the hand-eye coordination. We might do a Let's Play one day when I get around to getting a capture card for this, so I can show my Switch and what it's doing. Anyway. I need coffee. I need my fucking coffee. Check out this awesome mug I got at Spirit Halloween one time. I'm not allowed to microwave it. I'm assuming it's because of that. Kind of want to know what happens. Kind of don't. How do you use a fire extinguisher? Just an unrelated question. I feel like I should have a class about that. Man, getting a coffee maker was a great decision, and I didn't drink coffee yesterday. I actually had an energy drink that my roommate left behind for me. And, I didn't even finish it. I just kept missing coffee, and I don't know why. Coffee. I've finally reached that stage of adulthood, or peoplehood, where I now drink the bean juice, and it now actually might fix me. That might be a problem. Don't the French drink a lot of coffee? I'm derailing and sidetracking. Sorry, I'm just giving you the time and hopefully the ability to tell me how you are and why you're here. And on that note of asking why you're here, I don't get a lot, but I get some comments and like personal DMs and stuff about, how it helps you guys get through your day. And I'm so glad because don't get me wrong, I'm feeling a little bit of an imposter because it's like, this is exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people like feel better or like at peace or feel loved or seen or heard or not feel alone. And I'm doing the thing, I think, based on the responses, and yay. But also, I don't know what to do. This is all very new, and it's all very new, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for existing. Just simply existing. Thank you. Hey AC, you know you've gotten louder in the time I've lived here, right? 1 second. How are you? What are you up to? How's it going today? Let's dive into the rest of today's topics that aren't me just rambling on and on about shit. Trying to get this out before lunchtime. My hair. Okay, so today's topics that I thought of in like 3.5 minutes when I was like, I need to record today. What do I talk about for a half hour to an hour to maybe even 15 minutes? And poetry. We're going to talk about poetry. I'm going to read my poetry out loud. Why? Because that is what my brain decided that we're going to talk about today, for one. And number two, there's a new contest out that I was sent personally by Lauren, which makes me think she wants me to enter that one, like specifically that one. And I'm like, hold on, what is the new challenge? Let me pull that up real quick. What is the new fucking Unsealed challenge? What is it? Challenges. Shit. Write a letter to the you that didn't think you were enough. Lauren, I love you. I do. I promise. Your community is amazing. Why did you send that to me? I could have ignored it. But now because you sent it to me personally in my Instagram DMs, I need to do it. Why did you send it? I'm kidding. I think I know exactly why you sent it, because we've spent so much time, but I don't want to write a letter to a time where I didn't think I was enough, because maybe I still don't. I'm working on that. It's better than it was. I definitely, according to my Instagram, or according to my Twitter X, I definitely can recognize that maybe I am enough and I am deserving of love, but I'm not there yet. I estimate it'll be about 3,500 years before I'm there. Maybe this letter will be a good thing. And on that note, join the Unsealed today. Join the Unsealed and start discovering yourself. Just a little bit. You don't need to be a writer. You don't need to be a poet. You don't need to be good at the spoken and written language. We have autocorrect now. And plenty of tools like Grammarly and ProWriting Aid. ProWriting Aid? I think it's ProWriting Aid. I use both of them interchangeably and at the same time. Sign up today, damn it. Give yourself 1 month. 1 month of being on this community. As a matter of fact, fuck it. I pay $5 a month for this subscription, and it's the thing that I've learned before getting into the actual poetry reading and like side tangenting about the Unsealed and like why it's such a major topic in my blog and on this podcast is because I've been writing since I was 6. I've been trying to find a home for my writing, in a place I felt like my writing would be welcomed and loved and appreciated, because my own family couldn't fucking do that, okay? Some of my friends, but not a lot of them are writers, so they don't get me like other writers would get me. I love you guys. I do. You're amazing. But my writing home is now the Unsealed and my blog and my book. And it took me a long time to decide that I was worth $5 a month, which really, even with my struggling to pay bills and other shit, like, yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm okay with spending $5 a month on myself for my writing, to be able to enter stupid little contests and go on stupid little Zoom meetings with awesome little people. I didn't want to say stupid again, because that would have felt mean, because that's not what I like. I didn't actually mean stupid, but like, meh. You are worth $5 a month to join this contest, to join this community. And if you can't afford that, that's okay. We will make a workaround. I have ideas. None of them are in fruition yet. None of them actualized, but they're there. I can see the light bulbs flickering. I can feel the light bulbs flickering. Something's working. Something's happening in my brain. I can feel it. Might just be gas. I don't know. But, let's see. Yes, you are worth $5 a month. Join the Unsealed and enter this contest, because I guarantee you, if I am sitting here right now, wondering if I am actually enough, deliberating if I am enough, maybe you are too. And maybe in writing a letter to a time that you felt you weren't enough, even if that's right now, might help you pull you out of the depths of your despair. Let's go. Come here. Take my hand. Let's pull you out of the depths of despair. If you're going through hell, keep on going. You might make it out. Join the Unsealed. Enter the contests, even if you're not a writer. Writing things out is a good form of figuring yourself out, figuring things out, and just not keeping everything locked in here. So lock in, join the Unsealed, and let out. Let it all out. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Don't hide the bullshit anymore. Let it go. Turn away and slam the door. Bam. Anyway, now that I've advertised out of my own free will and not because I'm sponsored, I'm hoping by episode 121 I'm sponsored, because I would like to have a little bit of an income where I'm not dying on the inside slowly but surely because I'm Mao. And truthfully, I don't know how I'm going to get sponsored. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't even know how I want those terms to work, because I am not like normal people or any people. I'm not like anybody, I found out. I'm very... if you've been here before, you know I don't like doing things that are conventional or normal. I'm a fan of diving in and finding out. Have I already swore on this episode? Did I swear already? Have I sworn yet? I don't think so. I don't think I have. So, yes, okay. Not that it matters. Does it matter? I don't know. I'm stupid. I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe I should figure that out. Anyway, I like messing around and finding out. I do like going in with some preliminary knowledge because, safety first. But at the same time, it's also like, I've been through so much. So the only best guess I have is to just jump in and find out. See what happens, because the worst thing that could happen probably has already happened. Like death. Or personal injury, or being sued when you have no money. Why do people think being sued or suing people who have no money is a good idea? Like, that's not going to help you. It's just going to make you look like an asshole. Sorry, side tangent. I'm thinking of prior stories of people I've listened to. It's a weird world out there, and hopefully we can do better. I have been on the Unsealed, I want to say, since 2022, maybe 23. Probably 2022. And there was a time I wasn't really entering contests and shit like that. And then I decided that I would start entering contests and shit like that. As I've mentioned many, many, many times before, I've been writing poetry since I was young. I've been writing since I was 6. Poetry and lyrics were the first things I kind of started with. I mean, that's actually in debate for myself. I feel like the first thing I started with was a short story, but it might have been poetry, because my mom and I listened to a lot of music, but we also read a lot, you know? Maybe it was both at the same time. Maybe I wrote a short story and poetry at the same time, because that's what I do now. I write stories that I hope I get turned into novels, and then I also write poetry and prose and lyrics. And when people are like, well, what do you write? I'm like, I don't know how to answer that, because if it can be written, I will write it. Same thing with photography. When people are like, oh, well, what do you like to photograph? If I can shoot it with my camera, I fucking will. Damn it. There we go. There it is. There's me having to hit the explicit button. Good job. As a writer, I don't mind people who swear. You can swear like a sailor. It's part of your personality. But as someone who is trying to please the public and adhere to it, stupid. Speak cleanly. You are a lady. No, I'm kidding. Popeye the Sailor Man. That's what I think about when I think of swearing like a sailor. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Popeye is like the only sailor that I know of officially, and makes me remember my dad. Without further ado, before I ramble on and on and on and make this an 1.5 hour long episode, because I don't want to do that, we start with poetry. The Unsealed finally got an app, and it's actually kind of a good app. Like, I like the app, and I really hope I see you guys on there. If you decide to sign up after the end of the day, let me know. Let me know, and I will add you as a friend, because... Hold on. I can add you as a friend, and I am fucking going to do it. Sign up so I can do it. Sign up so I can add you as a friend. Alrighty, let's see. The very first poem I ever entered. The very first fucking poem I ever entered was such a wild experience. This challenge, the first challenge I entered, the first poem I'm going to read to you today, was an entry to write a letter about why do you love yourself. And when I shared this one, when I wrote this one and shared it, I'm not sure how much I actually love myself. And I mean, I do. I'm pretty sure. Definitely a lot more confident about loving myself than I used to be. Which, if you knew me 5 or even 3.5 years ago, so much has changed. Funny enough, to love herself is actually in a book. I call this a little bit of divine intervention, in a way, because in this contest, one of the things that they mentioned is that you could be in a book. And the Unsealed has done several books. This was just the first and only book I've been in. And I hope there's an opportunity for more books. Technically, I am an officially published author. I don't really take that honor or title the way that I should, the way that I'm sure the other unsealers do, because when I was growing up, and I know it's a preconceived notion, it's a rule I set for myself that I should break, but to be an author for me is not getting my poem in a book that you can find on Amazon and I can sign for you if you purchase it, which I still have a couple of friends I need to do that for. Still think about that a lot, by the way, so let's get together soon. Yeah. Movie night. I do need to host one of those soon. I do need to host a movie night soon. Yeah. Okay. This poem ended up in a book. And if you like the poem, if you like myself, I will link the book in the bottom. It's an Amazon book. I don't make anything from it, so I don't know if that matters to you at the end, but I think it's cool to have an entire book of poems created by, your fellow human, and literally every single poem is done by a different person, so you have so many reasons to read about why it is they love themselves, and maybe you can love you too. To love herself. For years and years you've walked this earth, blue eyes taking in the sights. What have you seen? What have you learned? Oh, little girl, are you concerned? For years and years, and many more years, you'll grow, shine, and love. Forevermore, if there is an evermore, you wander toward your goals with patience and ease, gliding through envy and the things that have destroyed you. Little girl grown up to be a woman, forced into womanhood too young. What have they done? How 25 treats you and your blue eyes. It is like the sun met the moon. Confident, creative, and sometimes crude. Your life is why I love you. Before I go on to the next piece, let's talk about that one. That poem was to write a love letter to yourself. Why do you love yourself? The last few lines to me on that poem meant the most. Confident, creative, and sometimes crude. I'm not gonna deny it. I'm really not. I am a fucking pansexual, androgynous, demisexual fucking gorgon of some sort. I love people, I love love, and I also am a human being with wants and needs. I can be crude. I can be a bit pervish. I can be strange. Something that I try to keep in check because there is a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a place for confidence. There's a time and a place for creativity. There's a time and a place for being crude. And yes, some people who have met me might think I'm a prude. You haven't read some of the things I've written then. Go find M's Not So Secret Diary if you are 18 or older. Preferably 21 or older, because that makes me feel more comfortable. But I cannot control what you do in your life, other than just warn you. Not all of my stuff is for all general audiences. Most of my stuff can be for general audiences. Some of it, be wary. And also, parents, make sure you have child locks. Sometimes it's hard to love yourself when you've been through the ringer of life. And, I want to spare you the cliches. Like, gotta love yourself before you can, let other love in. Because there are ways we can take that aren't beneficial. And, nah, I've already said it. It's already out there. I might as well. In my experience, I used to scoff at the, oh, you gotta love yourself before you can be loved by other people bullshit. And I ended up realizing that there's some truth to that. Now, before I lose you, before you go away, before you scream at me, if you do not know what love looks like to you, if you do not know how to be loved, you might not recognize love in other people. And if you don't recognize love in other people, it's going to be harder to take that on, to hold on to that, to feel that, not just see it, not just be there with it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be like, oh, I love myself. I'm so confident. I know myself inside and out. It is a journey, a process. It is time and energy and effort, and it's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be right. You're not always going to have the answers right away. So start small. What is one thing you love, and why do you love that thing? What is one thing you like about yourself, and why do you like that thing? Do not listen to the voices in your head right now saying, oh, I don't really like anything about myself. Bullshit! What's one thing you like about yourself? You're here right now. You're listening to this podcast, so maybe you like people. Maybe you like personal stories you relate to. Maybe... think of anything. It can be so silly, so small to you, but it could have a lot of weight. Start there. What is love to you? I'm not saying that not loving yourself, you are incapable of having love. That's not it. If you don't know that, if you don't feel that, if you don't see that for you, it's going to be hard to hold on to. So, what does that look like to you? What is the way that you can grasp and hold on to that and have that feeling, that love present? Is it going to church and being around other people who share your beliefs? Is it hanging out online in Discord servers with your friends on voice chats? What makes you feel love? What makes you feel that self-love, that pride, that, wow, I'm actually worthy of love? Look back if you have to. Comment in the comments about that. Maybe we can have a little bit of a dialogue and try to figure it out together. Love is so strange, and it's one of the things that I want to help people find for themselves, whether it be love of self or love of other people. You could call me a matchmaker. A wannabe matchmaker. I don't exactly want to don that title, but if it happens, it happens. I just think that love is love, and love makes the world go round. Love comes in many shapes and forms, and the lack of love is the opposite of love. So therefore, how can we have positive love? How can we have positive love for ourselves, for our environment, for our people, for our friends and family? What can we do? All right. Next one. I almost want to go through all of these, but at the same time I don't. So I might pick and choose. This is the next one, the entry after it, and I kind of hate it, but at the same time, it seemed to be received well by people. I mean, it has 20 votes. Jesus Christ. Who voted for me? Thank you. This one is to write a poem about... This one is to write a poem about a dream or a goal that came true. I'll be honest, the reason I don't really like this one is because, like, it feels like bullshit to me, but at the same time, it's not. Like, I don't know. I hate myself sometimes. I hate my poetry, especially if I know I wrote it. I'm looking at it like, this is the worst shit I've ever written. Oh my God. I wrote those lines? Blech. Write a poem about a dream or a goal that came true. Goal 2000. There's a special reason I put that title there. I'll have to remember it. I know I called it Goal 2000 for a reason. But, Goal 2000. Write, letter by letter, press by press, line by line, each dot connects. Write. You did it, you did. Every key typed in, every lettered line is drawn tight. Writing done right. In books, on pages, in emails and spaces, a mark you have left for the ages. Online, offline, books or not, a writer you are, but forget you should not. A writer you are, but forget you should not. See why I hate it? It rhymes too well. It's so corny. That is the corniest shit I've written. Right. Letter by letter, press by press, line by line, each dot connects. What the fuck is that? My Little Pony? What is that? Am I Twilight fucking Sparkle? Like, what the shit? Right. You did it, you did. Every key typed in, every lettered line drawn tight. Writing done right. Why is that the cheesiest fucking shit I've written? Although I did write a poem about Deadpool once, and that was pretty cheesy. Fucking Mars. Jesus Christ. Alright, I have to read both of these. I'm sorry. Next, write a letter or poem to yourself sharing the most important lesson you've learned. I really hope she's aware that there is a typo in this. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. Shiny. Write a letter or poem to yourself sharing the most important lesson you've ever learned. I think that's supposed to be ever learned, but I don't know. And I have plenty of my own typos, so I'm not even going to bother nitpicking that. What's the point of life? Dear Mother and Self. When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother what the point of life was. She told me that the point of life is to experience it. Experience it in every way imaginable, from the highest highs to the lowest lows. Experience is the point of life. Mother knows best may be an old cliche, but on this, she is right, you know. The point of life is not the car you drive, but the people you drove to meet with it. The point of life is not the money you make, but the moments you created with it. It's not the car that gave me experience, but the memories and moments that came with it. Dad's truck came with its own set of nuanced experiences. That star I still see in the sky was a shared moment in the bed of my blue truck. The hardest day will remain a stain on my bones. Materials were lost, but never the memories made. Experience is the point of life, not the money earned or the things we've lost. Experience increases in value while your penny today could be crypto tomorrow. Is it money earned or time spent earning it that you remember the most? Because for me, I've lived a full life with highs and lows, when experience was my only friend. I've ridden the waves of beautiful and ugly. The biggest lesson I've ever learned? Life is experience. The good and the bad mixed in the swirling vortex of individualized experience. Let's talk about that. I referenced some very, very personal shit in this poem letter. That star is actually a memory that one of my best friends and I share. And sometimes, when life is hard, we talk about that memory. We talk about the nights that we spent hanging out, watching the sky. The hardest day being a stain on my bones. That whole sentence right there, all of that. That was all about my truck. In 2008, my dad's, I think it was a Chevy, finally died. And they were test driving blue at RC Auto. And we had the money at the time. And my dad fell in love with that truck. And one day after work, my mom tells him to meet her at RC Auto, where they thought that they were going to be, he thought they were going to be turning it in because his truck had been worked on and fixed up and stuff and was ready, as a rental. And he thought he was going to turn in the keys that day. Well, it turns out my mom had bought it outright for him. All $15,000. Can you believe a fucking 2008 twice owned Tacoma pre-runner sport edition was once $15,000? Nowadays, you're lucky to find that. That was my dad's first truck that was gifted to him. The man cried. I'm never gonna forget how beyond elated he was. How much Mom felt pride for doing that for her husband. Core memory that I've mostly forgotten. He only got to drive it for so long, and then it sat in our driveway forever. And when I finally got my license, after he passed away, he told Mother if anything were to happen to him, that truck were to go to me. It did. Little late, but it did. And then 6 months of driving it, about, maybe less, I get into an accident. I was making a left at a green light, and I yielded as, you're supposed to do at fucking green lights, and I didn't see the giant red truck that came out of nowhere. It was, according to witnesses in my police report that I was able to recover, he was going 65 in a 35. And the stain on my bones, the hardest day. Shit, I really don't want to talk about this, but the floodgates have been opened, and now you know a lot of personal information about me, but if it wasn't for the fact that there were a lot of people around and I don't like leaving a mess behind, I'm really glad the EMTs brought me to the hospital. Let's just say that. Let's just say that, because I was kind of half living out of my truck at the time. Living out of my truck and then also with a partner, and life was really bad then. And the seatbelt I didn't get an x-ray, even though the EMT said it was a front-end collision and the chest x-ray was probably needed. But, I still remember the exact moment I felt the seatbelt break the part in my chest here. I sometimes still feel it. It's fun. It's a stain on my bones that will be permanent. Gotta love seatbelts. I kind of wish I had a 3-point harness. That'd be nice. But yes, that's the point of life. As traumatic and devastating as losing the truck that belonged to my dad was, especially at 84,000 miles for being a 2008 Tacoma, I miss you. You were the best truck ever, and I don't plan on owning another car again. Yay. Anyway, I mean, I'd like to. It's beneficial, but so much work. Anyway, another thought for a different time and place. Let's get on to the slightly sad one again, and then the next one. We won't talk about this one too much. Nah, not that one. Definitely not that one. How do I go back? Oh. There we go. Write a letter to your younger self about a challenge you faced as a child but have since overcome. This is called Drooling Girl. Drooling Girl. You're not stuttering like you used to. Well, I guess you still do, but it isn't what we're used to. You're not going nonverbal. Well, I guess you still are, but that's okay. We know it now, and sometimes it's cute. But really? You're not sitting in a corner drooling, like the doctor said you would. Every specialist and therapist was sure of the quality of life to be lived. Keep speaking, keep learning. Do your reading and writing too. You know these things help you. It's okay to cope, but don't forget to breathe. This world is scary, but you can be full of glee. And hey, I'll keep protecting the girl you never got to be. I don't want to explain that one. I'm sure it's understandable. This one I encourage you to do. The contest on this one might be ended, but at the end of this episode, or maybe during, take a piece of paper and a pen, or a pencil, or some other writing utensil. I won't police how you write things, even if it would bother me if you wrote in highlighter. Dear Mars, my girl, it's been a tough 26 years, huh? Your biological mother was on drugs and drinking for 7 months of her pregnancy with you and had 5 abortions before you. Your biological father was in prison, also on drugs, when he came out, and the abuse toward you? Physical, sexual, and mental. Only a monster is capable of that. How are you? I know you were adopted by your grandparents who raised you. You called them mom and dad. That was an easy transition. But wait, wasn't your dad diagnosed with cancer? And when he passed, didn't your mother give up on you and the routines that kept you normal? Didn't she become abusive herself, calling you names, telling you were just like your biological father, her son, who you once saw beat her within an inch of her life? How tragic. The person who was supposed to love you saying such nasty, cruel things. You were compared to the person who abused you. You aren't him. You were never him, no matter what she said. Dad's cancer was rough, and losing him was a lot rougher. You got that tattoo, though. Only one still, huh? Yeah, figures. Even though you weren't granddad turned dad and granddaughter turned daughter by blood, you took after him. Maybe that's why mother sometimes used you as an emotional crutch. You're an adult now, a mid-20s adult at that. After trying to take your life thrice and beating the odds of being your parents, You managed to make it further than I expected, and I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that you're still curious. I'm grateful that you're still I'm grateful that you still believe in love. I'm grateful that you're still hopeful. You still want to help people by telling your story no matter the mistakes you make or the times you fall. You believe you could be working to fall more, You still want to help people by telling your story, no matter the mistakes you make or the times you fail. You believe you could be working to fail more, but you're working at your pace. Keep going. You still want to inspire, entertain, and make people smile. I'm grateful you're still here. Life hasn't been easy, and it has not been easy for anyone, but you're hopeful that people, humanity, and love remain and that light reigns. I'm grateful for you because your story is one of millions that has already helped more people than you know. Mars, I'm grateful for you. Keep being you. Aw, I used to be so nice to myself. Aw, how nice. How nice of me. That was a hard piece to write. Because trying to figure out what I'm grateful for, how I wanted to think myself, because what the fuck have I really done to warrant a thank you from me? What have I actually done in my fucking measly 26 years of bullshit? Like, what have I actually done? I mean, technically, I've apparently done a lot, but at the same time, I'm like, no. Nothing could ever make up for 99.9% of the shit I've been through and put people through. Let's see. I'm going to read 2 more and then we're going to end today. The next one I'm going to read is Dear Too Much, and then It's Me This Time. And these are more recent. Yeah. Those are the 2 I'll read next. Okay. Write a letter to your fear. Yeah, just write a letter to your fear. What are you afraid of? This one was kind of hard to write. Took me a bit. Dear Too Much, I had to sit with you for a while. Under my fresh shoe crawl, but I'm ready to brawl. Too much trauma and too much baggage, or at least that is what I told myself. Like a swirling vortex, a tornado I cradle, I've held on to you like some sort of label. Dear Too Much, I had to sit with you a while just to figure you out. Call by call and talk by talk, he fixes that. Walk by walk, I remember that. If one therapist can handle all this, then someone else can too. And maybe, just maybe, too much is actually just enough. Dear Too Much, you're finally out of touch. Why are we all afraid of being too much? Too loud, too quiet, too annoying. Why is that what we're afraid of? What are you afraid of being too much over? Feel free to answer that in the comments or don't. My YouTube is starting to get comments. Thank you, YouTubers. I appreciate you. Spotify, what the heck are you doing? Come on. I know you want to comment on Spotify. I know you do. The last one, and then we're wrapping it up, is to write a letter to the world sharing one way your life is blossoming. This one's so fucking long. Holy crap. Yep, this is definitely the last one. It's called It's Me This Time. Dear the Unsealed, I had some drab nonsense of a poem thing written up for this because you asked us in what way are we blossoming, or what is blossoming in our lives. Don't get me wrong, I kind of like some of the words I was using and the true meaning behind them, but in order to answer your question with authenticity, I'd have to actually answer it in writing, which is the best way I speak, the loudest, I think. In most other areas of my life, I'm quiet. So I can't answer your question with pretty poetic words or beat around the bushes that I usually beat around, not without losing parts of me, the parts of me that make that answer unique and closer to being understood, or at least conveyed in a well-meaning way. What is blossoming? Well, in every way I am. It's I who is blossoming. In May, all my life, everything I've done, I've prepped for this month, this 1 month that could change everything, hopefully for the better. Hopefully in the way that hopefully the way the smaller version of me wanted. This is for her now. Of course, I don't want to sound like I'm on a high horse or like I'm pretentious and snobbish and cruel. If I do sound like I'm on a high horse, there's a good chance I'll knock myself down. I don't want to be the smartest in the room. I want to learn from the smartest in the room. I don't want the light shone on me. I'm okay in the dark. It may be cold, but I've been there. A lot. I guess you could say we become friends, the dark and I. However, having spent time there, a lot of time there, I know how necessary and vital the light is. I'd like to reserve the light for others who need the warmth and maybe aren't as comfortable with the dark. I've always said, don't be like me. Maybe not out loud to a crowd, but at least to myself. Don't be like me. I'm writing my first book. It is actually happening, not that empty promise I made to my teachers in high school or myself when I was younger and found out Polini was only 15 and thought I'd be 15, knowing damned well that wasn't going to happen. I knew one day it would come. I knew I'd write a book and plan many others right after that. I don't know how, but I knew, and it is a belief, a foundation, an unwavering truth that is finally happening, 20 years in the making. And I see what so many before me have seen. The fun part, there's still more to see. There will never not be more to see, especially if you believe in infinity in any aspect. Any aspect in any aspect. The story I'm writing is truth turned fiction. It is my story and others were included. Getting back into reading after losing it, it's true what they say. You don't use it, you lose it. I realized so many small players play a part in our everyday lives. It's never just one person or two or three, sometimes it's 10. So many characters, they can last seconds in your story, shape our paths. Sometimes when you're used to doing things alone, you forget that. But none of us ever did anything entirely alone. None of us. We may be on our own paths, we may be alone, but everything, even some original ideas, and yes, I do believe that we can have some original ideas still, is part of the human condition. Involves other people. Do you know how many people it took to get us here today? Right now? I'll answer that for you before I continue. A lot. I'm blossoming. I've been learning from other people how to water myself. I've been learning the hard way through observation and experimentation. Life has always been an experiment, an experience for me. Life is also very hard. That's why I still fight with my brain and my thoughts, but it's different from before. I still want to leave. So badly do I want to just disappear, cease to exist, but also, I want to see things. See people just as much. See the turn of the century, which would only be 102 for me. And living that long could be possible. See people. We have the internet now, and travel is changing, and even though money is still very stupid and useful, and stupid conversation for another day, all things are easier and harder. I can see people thrive now, even after hard times, and that's nice. That is so damn nice. What's keeping me here? People. No one special. No one in particular. Just people. I'm doing the things I never thought I'd do. I'm seeing results in ways I didn't think possible. I'm probably thriving. Because here's the thing. Anything is better than 85% of my life so far, before these moments. I may be barely surviving in other ways, but in some of the big ones, I'm alive. I hope by watering myself, others learn to water themselves too. This isn't a perfect science. I'm still going to have to learn, change, endure, and grow, and sometimes I may even wilt, but it will be worth it. I feel the light, the warmth over here in my cozy nook in this dark place. From ashes, I built a way to see the light, so yeah, I do come out of this place from time to time. But it's okay. Take the light, humans of Earth. Take the light, keep going, and carve your path. Just keep going. And on that note, this concludes episode 21 of the Digital Quill Podcast. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for being alive and simply human. Thank you for existing. And thank you. I hope you find a reason to smile today. Thank you for letting me share my time with you. I hope in some way or some form I teach, inspire, motivate, and maybe at least entertain you. Keep going, humans of Earth. Do not fucking stop for nothing. Till next time. Bye.